What's up, guys? Welcome to A Reseller's Life. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. This is season number 5, and in this series we're going to go over the 50 for 50 challenge. What that means is we're going to get the 50 best items we can every single week that average at least $20 profit for $1,000 a week income. That over the course of a year is $50K, so 50 items a week for $50,000 income is this challenge. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please smash the like button and consider subscribing, because I'm going to give you 1 to 3 tips in every single video to help you build your online store. In today's show, I'm going to go over the 8 e-commerce systems. You need to master all of these in order to run a successful store. Number 1 is going to be sourcing. This is where you get all the items from the different places that you source. I recommend getting 8 to 10 profitable suppliers. That's going to take time. And once you get those 8 to 10 suppliers, you'll get a mix of items to sell in your store. Step 2 is going to be prepping the items that you're going to list the next day. So for me, I have this awesome orange bin that my wife got me. Items come in, I'm going to put them in here to list the next day, and we'll go over that right now. So in section 2, we're going to go over the product grading and prep stage. So what you're going to do is go over the item. Is it new? Is it pre-owned? You're going to describe all the defects. For me, I do this as soon as I get the item, because during this process, if there's something wrong with it, I'm going to donate it immediately. I'm not going to put it into my store. So when I grade the item in the beginning, I'm looking over all the flaws and describing it the best I can into a spreadsheet. Then I'm actually going to print an inventory label, and it's going to assign a location to where it's going to live. In this case, it's going to live in bin number 585, and the SKU is 0001, which is a social security number that I assign to each item. So what happens is this stays with the item all the way through the system. That way I end up shipping the right item to the customer. Also, if the item ever gets returned, I have an easy way to identify inside my spreadsheet and ledger. If you set up your business right from the beginning and you understand where all your items are, and also at this part, enter in the cost of goods sold, which is what you paid for the item, and you'll be able to keep track of how much profit and loss you make in your business. In section number 3, what we're going to do is photograph the item. So I use a photo box, and I recommend that you have the instructions for how you do your business printed and laid out. For me, I have this all printed out. I have this in my Reseller Field Guide physical journal, but you can just do it yourself. I recommend you print exactly how you do things and then lay them out. So here in my photography section where I take the photos of the box, I actually also have this shoe chart. I also put 1 to 2 minutes is how long this process is going to take. I have this laid right here. There's nothing else in my space that can mess up my flow. So I just come here, take the photos exactly in this order, and then I get the item ready to put away. In step number 4, this is the picking and packing and inventory system process. So I actually pack my items in clear poly mailers. I have this in the supply section below. I fold shoes like this so that it's a decent presentation when I send it to the customer. I'm going to seal the item, and then I'm going to attach the SKU to the outside of the bag, and this is where the item lives. And now I know it's going to go in bin number 585, and so we're going to walk over there and put it away now. Now we're at my inventory system. You can see here it's bin 585. On the sticker it shows 585, and so I'm going to pull this out. All of my items are stored in like a file system with the largest number towards the back. So because I use the SKU, this is part like the social security number of the item. It's never repeated, so the numbers always get larger. So for me, I can always put the largest number in the back, and that's going to keep my system easy to find. You want to ideally keep these probably about 50% empty so that it's easier to find items. Unless they're all a similar shape and size, then you can fill it all the way to the top. So you actually save space if you sell similar items.
When you're getting ready to post your items, this is section number 4. You're going to combine all of the information you know on keywords, the photos, and all the important parts of a listing to get the most traffic to your store. This is going to involve writing a clear title with the most keywords that you can. Your custom label is going to be where you enter in your inventory information. You're going to select the condition. If there are any defects, you're going to note them here. This process is the same regardless of which platform you list on. You want to include as many item specifics as you can so it's easy for your customers to find the items. A short and concise description. I recommend bullet points so it's easy to read. A market competitive price. If you use best offers, you can set up an auto decline or an auto accept. Make sure you confirm the quantity, and I recommend setting up business policies, which is going to save you a lot of time when you're building listings, because you're going to most often ship only a few different ways. For me, I offer free shipping or only local pickup, or maybe you want to ship via media mail, which is a different type of shipping for the post office, or you can even do calculated multi-shipping option, which for me means I ship UPS, FedEx, or whichever one is cheaper for the customer. I use that for heavier items where I want to make sure the customer pays appropriate shipping. But most of my items fall into the flat rate. That's why I have free USPS. So it's important to understand the different policies that you have for your different products. If you're going to use promoted listings, it depends on what I am selling, but sometimes I'll go as high as 7% on an item that is in a highly competitive category. If it's something that's rare and unique, you don't need to use promoted listings at all, because it's already going to get the traffic because there's just so few of that item. If you want to use volume pricing, it depends on what types of items you sell, but it can be a great way to incentivize your customers to buy more than one item. And sometimes it helps you get the sale. You may not be able to compete with a competitor with just one item, but maybe if they buy more than one, you can give them a better deal and save them on shipping.
Step number 5 out of 8 is shipping. I recommend you have all your shipping supplies within easy reach. For me, I just have them stored above. I have poly mailers for clothing. I have flat rate envelopes. The padded flat rate envelope is something I use pretty commonly, and it protects the item very well. All these USPS supplies are free on the USPS postal website. For this, I'm going to ship it cubic. So what I do is I'm going to put this in this Tyvek. If it's a more valuable pair of shoes, I will put one layer of bubble wrap in between it. So because this is fairly inexpensive, I'm just going to ship it in this Tyvek envelope, and I recommend learning about cubic shipping. I have a video on cubic shipping as well, but what that means is I'm shipping by volume and not weight. So this is going to ship between 0.1 and 0.3 cubic feet depending on what kind of shoe it is. And even if it's 20 pounds or 60 pounds, it's going to ship for the same rate if it fits into the same shape poly mailer. So this is really important to understand, because it's going to save you a lot of money that you can pass to your customer. So once this is ready, you can either put it into a post office box and have the post office come pick it up. Scheduling that is free if they come during the normal pickup, or you can go on the way home and on your way to work, drop off the packages. Make sure that you have the right handling time in your listings, and you'll be set for success.
So once your store is up and running, you do want to run some promotions. These are things that you can do every single day to increase your sales. So one thing is offers to watchers. You can come in here, select the listings that you want to promote. This is in the active section of your eBay store. Click send offers, come up here. You're going to select, I like to do 5% with no counter offers, and go ahead and send this off to your buyers. I actually do build in this 5% extra because most of my items are more rare and unique, so I have a little bit of extra room. So 5% is a great way to do promotions. The most common promotions, though, are going to be an order discount, shipping discount, a volume discount, codeless coupon, and a sales event plus markdown and promoted listings. So we're looking at promoted listings, we're looking at 5 different ways to promote items, and then also offer to watchers. Those are the main ways to promote your store on eBay. Number 7 is customer service. What you want to do is make sure you have no unanswered questions in the queue. So go to your active listings and click on unanswered questions. If the question doesn't warrant an answer, you can just click mark as answered. Just make sure that this queue is completely empty, because eBay does judge you on how fast you respond to customer questions or concerns. In the seller dashboard, make sure that you ship things on time, answer cases quickly, handle returns as soon as possible. And yes, there is going to be a certain level of fraud on eBay. Just consider it a cost of doing business and move on. Don't spend a lot of time complaining, because eBay's systems are all automated. You just have to fall into what they're looking for, which is to maintain a very, very high seller response to customer problems. In the service metrics tab, You want to avoid the 5% penalty that eBay will tax onto you if you have too many item not as described or item not as received. So just be careful, ship things on time as soon as possible, and make sure you describe your items as accurately as possible so you can avoid this penalty. It's very, very severe at 5%, and it can be the difference between having a profitable business and losing money. So just be very careful on these metrics. It's very important to make sure your customers are happy. Step 8 is business administration. I just want to remind you guys that all of my resources are available at dailyrefinement.com. Most of my stuff is free. You can go on here and check out this system, but I recommend you take your business administration seriously. On a simple note, you can understand what processes your business does. You know, when you look at how much time you spend on the e-commerce systems, you're actually working on your business, and this is going to help you figure out where the bottlenecks are in your systems. And then you do need to keep track of your numbers. I made a spreadsheet for you guys in my reseller field guide. If you just enter in what you purchased and what you purchased it for and when, and then when it sells, you update with what it sold for and how much you paid for shipping plus the platform fee, it'll automatically update your account summary. Don't be intimidated by taxes. It's very straightforward. You can figure out how this works in less than a couple of hours. It's pretty easy. It's as simple as how much money did you take in minus all the expenses that you spent. That difference is what you owe taxes on. I recommend Mark II, my friend who's a CPA. He has a short course on reseller taxes. It's invaluable, and it only takes a few hours to really get what's going on. And trust me, if you're going to be making thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, the IRS is going to be asking you, where did all this money go? And you're going to have to figure out how much you owe in taxes. So don't be intimidated. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. But business administration is a big deal. So spend some time working on this. But again, don't be intimidated.
This video and this series is actually sponsored by my Reseller Field Guide course. It's a video guide in how I do all 8 of these processes, and it comes with a physical process guide. So inside this book, you can actually keep track of your progress. Every single day, I recommend you take one of these 8 processes and improve it and write down in this book what exactly you improved. So this guide is something I've been working on for 3 years. I also have an online mastermind group that meets Monday through Friday, twice a day. If you want live one-on-one help, that group has been going on since 2017 as well. And I've seen hundreds of resellers go from just learning how to do it to earning a full-time income. And I'd love to have you in the group. You can get a 50% off code with code YouTube in the description below. That really helps me build my channel. And then finally, I do have one-on-one consulting. If you do want a little bit more help going over your goals, or you have a specific question on how to build your business, that link is also in the description below. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Until next time, make progress daily.